అచ్చా 43 మెంబర్స్ వాళ్ళేం మీటింగ్ మీటింగ్ ఉంటారు. నేను ఎండ్ చేసి మళ్ళీ రీచ్ చేయని తర్వాత వాళ్ళు అట్లే ఉంటారు. రైట్. So let's resume the session. In the unit 3, that's what we will do. The different building blocks of embedded system and processor selection. Okay, IO devices. These IO devices means input and output devices. And we talk these timers and counting devices and serial communication. Serial communication means what? If you want to establish communication between your microcontroller or your embedded system with some other computer or some other embedded system, then how it can be done? That is what is serial communication. There are many protocols in use. We can use any of them to establish the communication between the microcontrollers or microcontroller or embedded system to your computer. Means serial communication is essentially transferring data from one embedded system to another. It can be computer or another embedded system. Okay. And here we also talk about different phases of embedded system. See, embedded system design and development doesn't happen in one step. It takes several steps. In the first step, we make the plan. In the second step, we go and buy all the components. In the third step, we start doing things. In the fourth step, when everything is being done, we put it to test. When the test is correct results, then only we produce it in large scale. Okay, there are various steps involved in the design and development of embedded systems that we will see here. There are standard models. We'll talk about those models when we take up this topic in the unit 3. Okay. Next is use of target system or its emulator or in-circuit emulator. Emulator is a virtual lab. Okay. Now, if you how do you test? Let's say normally we make one hardware. Let's say oscillator circuit. How do you test your oscillator circuit in the lab? You apply the power supply. You hook up the oscilloscope probes to the output of the oscillator and see if you are getting the waveforms on the screen. If you are getting correct waveforms, then your oscillator is working fine. Otherwise, there is something wrong in the oscillator and you will troubleshoot it. That's what we normally do. Okay. Whereas in-circuit emulator is like a virtual software. The same thing what all we are doing in the hardware lab for testing purpose. Okay, we can do many things in the virtual software, that is called emulator. It is not only software, it is a hardware too, that we will talk about in the unit 3. Okay. And other considerations like other metrics, other design metrics like low power, high performance, engineering cost, time to market. Time to market is one of the main parameter that we have to keep in mind for in the embedded design and development in the embedded market. Okay, means our main goal is to design the embedded system with all the best features, that too in less time, so that we can make it available to the customers. They can buy your product and you can make money, lots of money. That is time to market. That is about unit 3. In the unit 4, the name of the unit 4 is microcontroller fundamentals and basic programming. So far we have talked about different things like what is different peripherals and so on. not actually how to program the microcontroller. Okay, we have talked about how to design it, what are the requirements, this and that, and so on, so on. In the unit 4, we will see the programming itself. Means you have certain task in your mind. To realize the task, to realize that functionality, how the programming should be. Okay, that is the means we talk about the programming knowledge in unit 4. We will gain the knowledge that is needed to program the embedded microcontroller. In this unit 4, we will see IO pin multiplexing. IO pin multiplexing means microcontrollers have certain pins, like if it is a small microcontroller, it may have 8 pins or 10 pins, or if it is a big microcontroller, it may have as many as 100 pins or 120 pins, like that. Okay, it is not the, it is not like a single pin is used for, a single pin is dedicated for a single functionality or particular functionality. No, it is not true in general. Okay, many pins, they are used for various purpose. Okay, means same pin can be used as input pin or output pin. Same pin is one of the pin in I2C communication or S2 or USB communication. Same pin can be used for multiple purpose. That is the IO pin multiplexing. Multiplexing means the same pin can be used for different purpose. That is what is IO pin multiplexing. And pull up and pull down register, it is not registers, it is a spelling mistake. Of course, registers are true. Of course, it is registers. Okay, and we have certain registers. These are control registers. By writing 1 or 0, you can enable or disable resistors, which are pull up resistors and pull down resistors, which are present within the microcontroller. Okay, we will see what is that pull up resistor and pull down resistor. You have some idea of these resistors in your microprocessor subject. Okay, next, GPIO control. GPIO means general purpose input output, and by writing 1, you can set any pin to input pin. By writing 0, you can set one pin or set of pins to output pins. It depends on your requirement. Okay, that is what is GPIO control. It is not just like only this. There is a lot to it that we will see when we talk about this GPIO control. Next, memory mapped peripherals, programming system registers, watchdog timer. Programming system registers. System registers means in every microcontroller we have registers. By writing ones or zeros into those registers, we can have different functionalities. Okay, watchdog timer, it is a reset mechanism. Okay, if there is a, because of some issues, if the microcontroller stucks and it won't run the program, then what we do is, then what happens is this watchdog timer hardware resets the microcontroller. Okay, that is the thing. Next, need of low power embedded systems. We always look for embedded systems which consume little power, because most of the time they are hanging somewhere at the roof of the room or somewhere in the remote place, and where the power, those devices are not generally access to the mains grid, so they have to use little power supply. We always look for embedded system which consumes little power, right? That is one of the main goal in designing embedded systems. System clocks. System clocks means every microcontroller has some clock source. Okay, should have some clock source. Here we have 6 different clock sources in our microcontrollers. In the ARM microcontrollers, we will understand that it is not that easy thing. It is a little complex clock system. We will see this at that point. Next, hibernation modules. Hibernation modules means when microcontroller doesn't have much to do, then it goes into hibernation, something like a sleep state, where it utilizes minimum power. That is what is hibernation. Next, other things like interrupt vector table, and these things you already know. And these are the powerful things like RTC, real-time clock, and pulse width modulation, quadrature encoder interface. Okay, pulse width modulation is very powerful tool. In earlier microcontrollers, this feature was absent. This hardware was absent in the earlier microcontrollers, whereas today it is a very common hardware. It is hardware present in almost all microcontrollers. Okay, today this advanced microcontrollers or even basic microcontroller that is manufactured today do contain this PWM hardware, right? So these are the things that we will see in the unit 4. Unit 4 is primarily focuses on the programming. If you want to program the microcontroller, you should also know what are the available hardware. Okay, then only you can program the microcontroller to its best, right? Next, unit 5. The unit 5 is about embedded communications, communication protocols, and Internet of Things. Communication protocols, communication means how to transfer the data from your embedded system to another embedded system or to the computer for further processing or for storing. Okay, that can happen through these protocols: UART, Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter, Serial Peripheral Interface. This is another one. This is another one, I2C, USB, and some other. Okay, so you can establish communication between two embedded units through one of these or some of these or combination of these protocols that we will see in unit 5. And there are two case studies that we do in this unit 5. One case study is about sensors, the sensor interface with this ARM microcontroller. The second case study is smart plug. The second case study is smart plug. Smart plug means it is much like your plug, but it is its functionality is smart in the sense you don't go to the plug physically and turn on the plug or turn off it. Let's say you have a plug uh, and you have to go near to the plug and you have to extend your hand and turn on the switch and turn off the switch. Then only the light which is connected to that plug will go on or off. That is the function of normal plug. Unlike the normal plug, smart plug works like this. You don't need to go to the plug. From the remote place you can operate the you can control the smart plug. Let's say a fan or refrigerator or AC is connected to the plug which is called smart plug through some external hardware, IoT or something like that, Wi-Fi. Now let's say smart plug is installed in your home and you are somewhere else, let's say in USA. Still you can turn on your AC or turn off your AC by pushing some button in your smartphone. Okay, it is called smart plug. So these two case studies we will do in the unit 5. With this we will complete the syllabus. So this is the topics that we will be learning in this course. Okay, I think it's enough for today. In the next class onwards, from the next class we will start with the actual syllabus, and this course also accompanies the lab which is divided into two parts. The first part is VLSI programming, Verilog programming. The second part is microcontroller programming. Second part of the lab is associated with this course that we will see in the lab. Okay, so see you, all of you, see you in the next class. Until then, bye bye. Okay, please all of you stay here for 2 more minutes. I will take the attendance. Please all of you don't leave the meeting. Stay for some more time until I complete taking the attendance. చాలా మంది ఉన్నా ఒకసారి ఫోన్ చేసుకుందామా.
స్నాప్ కొట్టు.
స్నాప్ అవును కదా. ఓ ప్రింట్ స్క్రీన్, వేర్ ఇస్ ది ప్రింట్ స్క్రీన్? వచ్చేసిందా?
ప్రింట్ స్క్రీన్ అందరూ వచ్చినారా? 55 కదా
ఇక్కడ వరకు వచ్చినాయి. 419 వరకు వచ్చింది.
మళ్ళీ
419 ఎడబడింది ఇక్కడ కదా. మళ్ళీ ప్రింట్ స్క్రీన్.
ప్రింట్ స్క్రీన్ ఒకసారి కాపీ చేస్తే కదా మళ్ళీ వచ్చేదా? కాపీ చేసి.
అవునా?
ఎన్నిసార్లు ప్రింట్ స్క్రీన్ అన్నిసార్లు రావు.
చూద్దాం. కాపీ చేయాలి కదా. ప్రింట్ స్క్రీన్
ఇది రోల్ నెంబర్ ప్రకారం రాలేదా?
ఏం అవసరం లేదు, నేను ఇది తీసుకుంటా. Okay, I have taken the attendance. Thank you. See you in the next class. Bye bye. I am ending the meeting now.